she makes to try and get into the political debate.
Question number 6, Peseta Sam Lotu-Iiga.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Social Development. What recent announcements has she made on the government's comprehensive welfare reforms?
Mr Speaker, today we have announced that as part of the government's welfare reforms we are introducing social obligations for those beneficiaries with children. These social obligations will require that their children are attending 15 hours a week early childhood education from age 3, attending school from age 5 or 6, enrolled with a GP, and that they complete core well-child tamariki or checks. I believe these obligations are reasonable, achievable and reflect the expectations of most New Zealanders.
Supplementary to the Minister, how will these new social obligations ensure education and health services benefit vulnerable children?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, many of our most vulnerable children are dependent on adults in the benefit system, and this is an opportunity to make sure we give these children the best start in life. The research shows that only 40% of DPB recipients and only 60% of those on the unemployment benefit recipients with a child of ECE age were attending early childhood education. We want to get that number up. That's one of the reasons that the Minister of Education, Minister Parata, is targeting ECE attendance and made it a key result area, and certainly I'm happy to support that with this initiative.
Jacinda Ardern.
Does every child in New Zealand at age 3 have access to early childhood education today?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, no, and that's why we have said with the obligations that if there are barriers that they cannot overcome, that we want to try and help them do that, but if they have got access and they're not taking it up, then there may be sanctions further down the process.
Jacinda Ardern.
Supplementary to the Minister. What requirements will there be for parents who aren't on benefits to fulfil her social obligations?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Speaker, as I said, the Minister of Education is putting quite a targeted approach around those that are not actually attending ECE, and that there is a requirement and will be very helpful for them to be there. This is about for those on benefits. We know that many of these children are our most vulnerable, that do need that kind of support. We can put this lever in, and we are.
Peseta Sam Lotu-Iiga. Order, I want to hear this next supplementary question. Order. Peseta Sam Lotu-Iiga.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. What other announcements has she made that make changes to the welfare system?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, it is fair that it has been very comprehensive. Last week we announced that people with outstanding arrest warrants will no longer receive a benefit while evading the police. If someone has an unresolved arrest warrant, we will stop their benefit until they do the right thing and come forward to the authorities. The truth is that at any one time there are 15...
Order.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Close though I am to the Minister, I can no longer hear her answer given the level of objection. It's not reasonable. All members have a right to ask questions. Order. The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Well, Mr Speaker, certainly the opposition can call out, but this is what's called doing your job. And that party actually didn't do it for 9 years, so there's a lot for me to pick up and actually get right in the welfare system. So if they'd gone back and done this many, many years ago, as should have been done, at any one time there are 15,000 people in New Zealand with more than 37,000 warrants. Of that, 8,200 are on a benefit. We're effectively paying them for being on the run from the police. I think that's disgraceful. I think it's disgraceful that that party let that go for 9 long years, and it's time that this side actually tidied that up.
Question number 7, Grant Robertson.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. My question is to the
Order, I want
Minister.
to hear this question.